Hey everyone!
Everyone! Welcome to Rooted Conversations. Rooted in truth, open in conversation.
Honest conversation and real life experience help you feel seen, encouraged, and grounded.
Let's dive into this week's episode.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Rooted Conversations. We're so glad you're here. Whether you're listening on your morning commute or folding laundry, on a walk, or just taking a moment for yourself, thank you for spending this time with us.
Our heart is always the same, to have honest conversations rooted in faith, healing, and real life. We don't claim to have all the answers, but we do hope these conversations remind you that you're not alone.
So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's have another Rooted Conversation. Before we jump into today's topic, let's do our weekly check-in. So what's been going on this week? What's been encouraging you, challenging you, or maybe just making you laugh? So let's get into this.
Ooh.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Know, yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been all right. It's been a little bit busy. I've been tired, but we're here. We're out here. I'm going to Florida.
Yeah, you
days,
are.
And, well, once this airs, I'll already be.
You'll be in Florida.
Yeah. But yeah, for the 4th and everything. So it'd be nice to be with family.
But it's crazy. I was literally just thinking this before, we were recording. I was like, man, she's gonna be in Florida while I'm up here.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, I'm gonna be in Florida.
I know, that's crazy.
And then you're gonna be here.
Yeah.
And then we have Charleston.
Oh
so,
my gosh,
man,
it's so fun.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
a big trip now with a lot of people. So.
Oh my gosh, I know. We're going with 9 people.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Our group keeps getting bigger. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So I guess your high this week is going. You're gonna be flying tomorrow.
I am. Yeah, I'm very excited. I really miss my brother and my family and stuff. So I'm excited to see them. So yeah.
Shout out to your brother.
My brother, David. He has a song coming out soon. I don't know. I think I'm allowed to say that. So yeah.
Oh well, you heard it here first, y'all.
You heard it here first. You'll see promos.
But you don't know the title, so it don't count.
Yeah, don't count.
So David, you can't hold it against her, okay, friend?
Oh, I love it. What about you?
I love it. Oh my gosh, the high this week. Oh my gosh, recording the songs.
Oh yeah,
they're so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, me and Rusty, we recorded Sunday, didn't get home till 2, but it was really great. I had the best time recording. It's just my happy place, writing songs.
Yeah.
And recording it, and the fact that we recorded String tonight and it's gonna be coming out.
Finally.
It's finally
how long?
too dang long.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it to be coming out. And Sunday was just a great day in general for me.
Yeah.
I did get to see my uncle from back home and spend time with him, spend time with you guys.
Yeah, church was good.
And then, and singing Sunday was great. And then, man, I was really tired. I think another high. We've had a few highs this week.
Yeah.
A few highs. We had our good friend Amanda's birthday party yesterday, which was so great. Shout out to her. Her birthday is gonna be Friday.
Woo-woo.
But this is gonna be posted way after that. But it's fine. It's totally fine. And then and then today was a good day. At the company, we saved a relationship a few months back, and we see the difference, and it shows. And it was just seeing that today was really great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Always leave things better than where you left it, right?
Yeah.
So, man, but what I am, praying for is for us to have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah.
Just a teeny bit.
Just need some.
Like a little bit.
I hope I get it in Florida. So I'm already having things planned a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, but downtown would be nice. Yeah, I just hope the trip goes well. I need some.
You need some sleep.
Yeah,
R&R.
Sleep, R&R, just to see people relax a little bit. It's just nice to be down there. It's kind of like my reset place.
Yeah, it is your reset, and you're gonna be with your family. And family time is always good time.
Yeah,
that was me this weekend. Oh, that's another high.
You're like, just keep.
Sorry.
I keep adding
I'm sorry. That's another high. I had my sister's bachelorette. You know?
Yeah. Oh my
that
gosh.
Was great.
Yeah, you had a busy weekend.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
And then my brother Joe crashed it.
He crashed the party.
I saw the
videos.
We were in our moo dresses.
He just shows up because there's dessert.
Yeah. All I said was cookies, and he says, "I'm there."
I'm there. Yeah. He loves his desserts, does he not?
Yeah, he does. That's my brother for you.
That's so funny.
He is. All right. Today's conversation is one that has been requested literally by several of you guys, several listeners. And honestly, I think it's one we've both spent a lot of time thinking about. What do you think, Courtney?
Yeah, it's one of those questions that doesn't have a simple yes or no answer. It involves love, grief, wisdom, faith, and boundaries, and sometimes making really difficult decisions.
Mm-hmm. And so today's question is like, can you love someone and still leave? It depends.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah. So like whether, that's a marriage, like a dating relationship, a friendship, a family relationship, or even a place you call home, there are moments in life when love alone doesn't answer every question.
Yeah. And, before we dive in, we just wanted to say something really important. This episode isn't about telling anyone what they should do in their own relationships. Every situation is different, and some decisions require prayer, wise counsel, and time. Our hope today is just to simply have an honest conversation about what we've learned and and what scripture teaches us about love, boundaries, and healing.
That's so true. Because I think sometimes we hear things like, hey, if you really love them, you'll stay, or but that's not always true. Yeah. But is it true? Or can you generally love someone and still recognize that leaving is the healthiest and the most faithful decision for yourself? Yeah. It's complicated.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it, girl. So I think this would be one of the most powerful episodes, because this isn't just about divorce. This is parents, right? Friendship, churches, toxic relationships, unhealthy workplaces, even different seasons of life. Mm-hmm. So this conversation for people that I think are really quietly asking themselves, and they don't know how to move forward.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Have you ever loved someone deeply but realized loving them didn't mean you were supposed to stay?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That would have been my first I guess true love. Mm-hmm. And that would be the relationship with my children's father. Yeah. Even though we have a really great friendship now, and we take care of the kids and we co-parent very well, I'm grateful for that
now. Yeah,
so grateful for that. However, it wasn't healthy for either one of us.
Yeah, it wasn't aligned.
Exactly, it was not aligned, and that's okay. I think that's the thing that I want our listeners to really understand, that two truths can coexist.
Right, yeah.
He was young, and he was, actually, we were both young.
You were both young.
Let's be honest. We're both young, and when I had Holly, I was okay, brain, I have someone depending on me, and I have to. I'm a mom. Yeah. And so I have to really step it up. And that's why I call her my brain, because she's literally made me the person I am today. And I love that. So my son, he's my heart. But we love June. But that alone, it's just because you love someone, it's harder to leave when you have children involved, but it can be done.
Yeah, but sometimes it's a decision that needs to be made.
Yeah, and especially when it becomes toxic, not just for you, but for everyone around you.
Yeah,
that's when you have to go. So yeah, I would definitely say I did love that person very deeply. Do I love them now? No. I will say I do care about their well-being.
Yeah, no, that's different.
It's totally different.
Yeah, you care about them as a human
being.
But yeah.
So I think realizing loving them and not staying was the best choice for everyone, even though during that time it was probably one of the hardest choices to make.
Yeah.
But it was the healthiest choices to make You know, just for example, like my father's children, he wouldn't be at where he's at today. He's grown a lot in several ways, and I'm so grateful for our kids. And then I would say I wouldn't be where I'm at today,
right,
if I wasn't. So I think it was I don't think, I know it was the best choice.
Yeah,
but it's hard. So I hope that helps somebody.
Yeah,
so
it can be done even though it's difficult.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you probably have done the same thing too, as well, you know. And I think my marriage was definitely one of them.
Yeah.
You know, my ex-spouse. And so, like, I will, like, be honest, you know, it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but when I realized it's not a line, I can't stand by this anymore,
then you knew you had to go.
Game changer.
Yeah.
Game changer.
And, you know, like once again, it's difficult, but it wasn't aligned anymore.
It wasn't aligned.
You had to step out.
Exactly.
You know?
I care about their well-being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I love them? No.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Nope.
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference, but I think that question alone gets people, like, really thinking, like, think about it. Like, have you ever loved someone deeply and realized that you're not meant to stay with them?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like,
it's hard.
Like, it's really hard, you know, because you get so attached to them, and then you're like, but wait, this isn't serving either of us anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's hard.
It is, you know, because you have memories and different things with them, and, you know, you're bonded to them in some way, you know?
For sure.
It's hard.
Yeah. I think that is really hard. I think we confuse love with, like, obligation.
Yeah.
On that. And, like, one of the biggest lies, like, I think people believe is, like, if I really love them, I'll stay, or they'll stay. But honestly, like, love and access are not the same thing.
It's true.
And, you know, you can love someone and not trust them.
Yeah.
You
know, Jesus said to love your neighbor as yourself. He didn't necessarily say you had to trust everyone.
Preach. And so, like, you can forgive someone and not reconcile.
Yeah.
You know, you can pray for someone and still need distance. And that's, like, a mature kind of love.
Yeah.
Like, I know we've done this, like, people who've hurt us, people that we don't agree with, you know, who have hurt us. I know we both pray for them.
We do.
We do.
Yeah. And we're not saying, like, oh, we're so perfect.
No.
I mean, but we've been angry at them too at points as well. You know, that's just kind of part of the human experience, but bringing it to God is the most important thing.
For sure.
You know?
Well, I think maybe I'm gonna give you a question because you gave me a question, Courtney. Like, have you ever stayed somewhere because you felt guilty for leaving, or, like, not because, like, you were happy, but you felt responsible?
Yeah, I know we kind of mentioned earlier about, like, some of this is, like, you know, even, like, with unhealthy workplaces.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely have felt this was work because people would be like, oh, like, we need you. You're so, like, we can't, you know, do this job without you. But it's like, but then they don't treat you well, though.
Let's guilt trip you.
Let's guilt trip you.
Let's manipulate you.
Not pay you well, but then expect you to do everything and then make you feel bad when you can't do everything.
Yeah, let's have my cake and eat it too.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, and that's just, like, one example, but, like, yeah, like, I felt guilty. I was like, oh, I have to stay because, and I was a huge people pleaser at the time, so, like, I was like, oh, I need to stay or else, like, you know, because they really need me, you know, and I would bend over backwards, and I'm just like,
what am I doing?
What am I even getting back in return? This is just a job. This is a minimum wage paying job. Give it a freaking rest, you know?
Give it a freaking rest.
This is not life or death, you know? I'm not in healthcare. I used to be in healthcare, but not anymore.
Praise God for change.
But yeah, but I mean, even with, like, friendships, it's hard, you know, because you know, I've had some friends where, like, I was friends with them for years, but then, you know, things happened where, you know, like, we weren't aligned, and I was just, like, so guilty to, like, not necessarily, I mean, sometimes you do have to kind of cut a friendship off, or just, like, at least
just some distance.
Give some distance, and that's really hard, you know, even if it's, like, you know, sometimes it's really awkward because sometimes you have some of the same friends, and, like, I went through that, and, you know, yeah, it's gonna be awkward for a little while, but you gotta do with what you feel is aligned and what God is showing you to do.
Well, just because you're friends does not mean that you have to reach out consistently.
Yeah,
that's a thing too as well. And just because you're not as close does not mean you just shut them out. Like, you're still nice to them. Like, I still see you do that now. Like, you know, when they come up and they're, like, talking, you're very nice and you're genuine and you talk to them. And you're like, how are you doing? Are you good? Like, it's like you still care about their well-being. You know, well-being. I can't talk. Words are hard.
Words are
hard. And so, like, I mean, man, I mean, I see that
it's
all
hard,
the time.
But I had, you know, I had to do what I felt was right for me, and I feel better because of it. But I don't treat them like trash, because that doesn't help anything,
Well, that too, and sometimes you got to protect yourself. Like sometimes you have to distance yourself from some of your friends because maybe you're not agreeing with what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Two truths can exist, right? All the time. I still love them. I still care about them. But I need some space to protect myself.
Be as close anymore.
That's okay. But that's okay. So, I think that's really huge.
I think so too. Yeah. So let's talk about loving potential. You
gotta hit it where it hurts.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is so huge. Like, people don't stay because of who someone is. They stay because of who they believe they could become.
That's facts.
Because it's so easy for us, fall in love with potential, the promises, even like the memories or just how things felt at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
But it might not be, how it feels right now, and it's hard.
Honeymoon stage.
Yeah, it's like you're thinking, but this is what it was. This is what it still could be, So you kind of are like, oh, this could still happen,
Well, I think instead of the reality and face the facts, you just stopped doing what you were doing at the beginning. You got comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And you just stopped. You can't, and it can't be one-sided, right?
No.
It takes two people to have any type of relationship.
Absolutely.
So, but you can't build a future with someone's potential while ignoring their patterns and cycles that they continuously choose to be in, right? How many times did we excuse behavior because we remembered who they were at the beginning?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna turn around.
Don't look at me.
I'm just gonna turn around.
Don't even look at me right now.
The last 3 years of my life.
I have blinders on. I don't see
rose-colored glasses.
Oh my gosh. That's one thing, I've learned from the situation that you went through this season, that you can literally grieve someone who is still alive.
Oh my gosh. And I think that's something that no one talks about. The hardest grief is grieving someone you still love because they're not gone.
They're still there.
They're still alive.
But you just can't talk to them.
Exactly. But it's no longer safe, emotionally or mentally. Sometimes physically.
No, yeah.
And that's scary.
It is scary, and that's a reality for a lot of people.
And that hurts differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly nothing that's really talked about. Because when someone does passes away, right, Courtney? You have closure. You know where they're at.
Yeah.
I hope they're with Jesus.
Hope
but
they're with Jesus. But you still know. There's a closure, a completion.
Yes, you see it. You lay flowers on the grave. There's closure.
Yeah.
Okay, but when a relationship falls apart, it's hard. You grieve, and it feels like a death.
It does. Sometimes it almost feels worse because they're there, but you can't talk to them.
Yeah. That's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Missing someone doesn't mean leaving was the wrong decision. You can miss someone and still know you don't belong there anymore.
But I think people feel that's that leaving feels like failure.
Yeah.
Especially in church, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
People feel I've heard this, I gave up. I've heard that religiously.
Yeah.
Or what if God wanted me to stay?
Mm-hmm.
I've literally asked somebody. I've heard that before. So I know you probably have too.
Yeah.
Because we're active in church. I've heard it. And I'm how do you know God did say that or didn't say that? I don't want to talk,
Because you can't question them if they say God told me.
Yeah. And I'm just but how did he tell you?
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight up. I'm how did he tell you? Did he just straight up tell you? Did you see signs? Is he giving you discernment?
Yeah.
I have questions. I don't want to put words in God's mouth at all.
What if I was wrong? I don't know.
Oh, what about this one? What if I didn't pray enough?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I think
that's a huge thing in church. I feel like they're if you just would have prayed a little bit more, if you would have prayed harder, it would have worked out.
Yeah.
Or
it hurt. The church hurt me. The type mentality.
Yeah.
I'm I'm sorry, but church doesn't really hurt you. People hurt you.
People hurt you.
People hurt people.
And we're not invalidating that hurt.
No.
But
it's wrong. It should be addressed. But
it's not always, unfortunately.
That's facts, and that's sad. And I think sometimes staying isn't faith. I think sometimes staying is like actual fear, because like fear is like, oh, I don't want to have any conflict, or I don't want to, you know, make a scene or cause, because your pride's in the way. But what if but that's being comfortable, right? But like, what if it took that, like, hey, that hurt me, like, that's not cool, like, I didn't appreciate that, you know? What if you said that, made a difference, and then they didn't do it anymore. And that helps someone else in the future, because another person
had the courage to speak up about
exactly
it.
And you save someone else heartache or pain for them doing it, because that other person who hurt you was repeating a cycle, right? So I think that's fear. But I also think like faith is obedience, like, and fear is like an attachment issue, right?
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm.
And that's a huge difference.
It really is. You know, I'm like, how do we know when we're fighting for a relationship versus fighting against reality? You know,
I think when you make excuses. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I would definitely think like,
you're imagining. You're imagining, not, you know,
like the future you imagined. Maybe like, I think, man, I feel like there's a lot of good answers to that question, but like the first thing I can think of is like excuses. Like when you're daydreaming or you're like making excuses for their behavior, I think that's where I'm trying to go at.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah, because then it's not like you're not focused on the reality of the situation. You know, you're not focused on what's like actually in front of you. You know, you're just kind of making up this dream world that isn't real. It isn't real.
It's not real, like, at all. And it's like, why? Like, you expect them to do something and then they don't do it, and then you just keep, oh, it's fine. It's just not their time. And I'm just, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, don't tolerate. My thing is, don't tolerate people who are not gonna pour back into you.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's not worth it.
No. Yeah. But I think this is where like the future you imagine kind of like really put things into like perspective. And I think this is like where people cry.
Yeah,
this is where it's the hardest part.
Disappointing, you know, like that future's not going to happen anymore.
No.
You know?
And like sometimes you aren't grieving them, like you're just grieving. Like you're grieving like what were you saying earlier, like the wedding, like children, growing old, the memories,
you know, traditions, Christmas mornings, you know, the vacations.
Yeah. The dream, the businesses you wanted to grow.
Yeah, things you wanted
to do together.
Yeah.
The house you wanted to build, just thinking from experience, or the grandchildren you thought you were going to have. You know, sometimes the dream dies before the relationship does, truthfully. And I don't think that's something that like people really talk about. Like there's a lot of emotions that come behind it, like anger. Like people think like hatred is like just leaving means like hatred, right? Sorry, I was trying to like put that together.
Yeah, you're like thinking that through.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think it through. Like people think leaving means hatred, but that's not exactly. And like sometimes you're just really tired, or like you're done surviving. Yeah, that was huge for me.
You don't want to be in survival mode anymore.
Exactly.
You know?
And like, or you accepted reality.
Yeah, you realize the situation's not going to change, and it's not aligned, you know?
Exactly.
You need to get out.
You want alignment. And I think that's something, like, I can say that with me and you, we look for alignment.
Yes.
We look, okay, like, we meet people where they are.
Yeah, we don't wish for them to be something that they can't be.
No.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, like, that's the difference, honestly. And that's not being angry. That's not being bitter. It's just like, I'm finished.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's a healthier place to be.
And I feel like. Yeah, and healing in that type of way is really quiet.
Yeah, it's not loud.
It's not loud.
And it's something that you kind of come to terms with within yourself. But no one else can do it for you.
Ooh, you said it. You said it. Like, I think, like, let's describe, like, I guess, like, what healthy love actually is. Yeah. Like, even if it's, like, this goes for like all types of friendships, right?
Yeah, any type of relationship.
Like work relationships, like, you know, your relationships with your friends, church members, like family, love. When I mean love, like I mean healthy relationships. I'm not like talking about like falling in love. I'm talking about like actually genuinely caring about someone.
That's one aspect of it.
Exactly.
But it's not the whole category.
No, exactly. I think healthy love says, like, I respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pray for you.
Oh, thanks, Courtney. I know you do. I pray for you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But if I'm just laying in bed and I'm like, I can still pray.
Exactly. And you have.
Yeah.
You've done that for me.
Oh, absolutely. I was like, I can't do much, but I'm going to pray.
Exactly. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I'm like, I'm right here. You're like, I've been praying for you. You got this. You know, there's so many times
you've done the same for me. Always. Like, we got each other.
Yeah. Or like this one, I genuinely hope you heal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
That's good.
I really like, how are you? Like, are you doing okay?
I know.
One thing,
not just surface.
One thing I've learned is, like, when I've seen somebody who's really upset, like, I can actually say this, like, I was practice, and one of my friends was so upset they could not get this part right, and I know they're a great singer, a really great singer.
Yeah. And
they're upset, and they're like, I can't do this. I just went up to her and I looked at her. I was like, I see you.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes, like, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
For someone to level down and be like, oh, okay.
Kind of like calms them down.
It calms them down. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, you're meeting them where they're at.
They're at. Yeah.
You know? And it's okay if you mess up. You just gotta, like, keep pushing them forward.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't
be that encouragement for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not about, like, what's happening, is how we get there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how we get there. It's just the fact that we get there at times.
Yeah. You know, and we need each other to get places sometimes. You know?
Yeah. You've helped me in ways.
Yeah.
You know, I know you've said that to me so many times, but you've also healed me in ways. And so, like,
we met each other when we needed each other.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, that's God was like, here.
We're going to place these two together, you know?
But I think what's really important about, like, healthy love in general, like, don't sacrifice yourself trying to save yourself.
Yeah.
That's not love. That's self-abandonment.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
So here's a question that does keep coming back to us. Like, what's the difference between sacrifice and self-abandonment too? Because I think a lot of us were taught, like, loving people meant consistently, like, sacrificing ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But are those actually the same thing, Courtney?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they are. You know, sacrifice is giving something up for something greater, and self-abandonment is giving yourself up because you believe you don't matter. And that's rough.
Well,
place to be in.
Well, to me, like, sacrifice is intentional. It's a choice, right? It's rooted in love and wisdom and a purpose. Like, Jesus sacrificed himself because he was on his mission, not because, like, people manipulated him into it, right?
Yeah. And I would say, like, some examples of, like, healthy, like, sacrifice, you know, is, like, staying up with your sick child.
Yeah.
You know, supporting your spouse through a hard season.
As you should.
You know, serving your church.
Ooh.
You know, that's a good one, you know.
We do that.
We do, yeah. You know, I feel like it makes a difference.
It
does. I feel like I'm actually doing something for the kingdom of God. I'm not just, like, take, you know, I'm putting back in, you know. I think that's really important.
You're using a gift.
Yeah.
You see that Bible study in college paid off.
Yeah. You know, I wasn't sure how God was going to use it, but here we are, you know.
Here we are.
You know, I might not be a pastor, but that's okay.
That's okay. And that's
not
fine.
Everybody's path.
No, it's not. And, like, I'm singing, I'm using the gift that God gave me to sing on the team. And so, like, that's serving. And I think that's important. Even if it's saying, hey, how are you? To someone, like, on the welcome team, that's important.
Every part of the, you know, community is important.
For sure.
You know.
For sure.
I'd also say, you know, forgiving someone who hurt you.
I'm still trying.
It's hard, you know. I feel like there's, like, layers to forgiveness, because sometimes I feel like I've forgiven the same person, like, 5 times, and then God brings up another layer, and I'm like, God, can I just be done? Like,
yes,
I'm tired of, like, healing from this. Can we just
let it
go. Yeah.
He's
like, no, we gotta. He slides it in. He's like, hey, we gotta work on this.
You remember this? I need you to do this. Too.
I need you to do this. And you're like, all right, Lord, you're right.
Here it is.
Here it is. Work on heal this now. Okay. All right, Lord, I see you.
Oh man, it's rough. Let's be real for a second. It's hard to forgive someone who really hurts you.
Yeah.
And to really,
it is,
and it's like sometimes, like
especially if they were so close to you.
Ooh, facts. I think my thing is right now is that for me, like personally, like I have had a really hard time.
Yeah.
And it's not something like I feel like I've been able to control because every time I feel like it's hurt me, like I ran straight to God. Like I'm like, it hurts, here, take it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Like please just take it away. Like I don't want it.
Yeah.
Like please just hold it. Like I just can't. I don't know what to do.
And he's always there to meet
us. Exactly. Exactly. And so like we've talked about it, is like God's hold his hand on top of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like little by little it's like, you know, like he has it. It's not something you can just like do right now. And I want people to know like that's okay. It's a process for everything. But like our good friend, like I'm messing up everything today. We're knocking stuff over.
Oh, anyway. I thought I knocked your water bottle over.
Come on, we're in the studio girl. I'm just kidding. No, but what our friend Alyssa, like she told us, like when she had to really forgive someone, like she had to literally write every single thing down they did and like, okay, I forgive him for this and I forgive him for that. And now I look at her amazed, like I'm so proud of you. I hope I can get there one day.
I know, she's really healed in a lot of ways.
It's beautiful.
Like deep healing, you know.
It's beautiful.
It's really admirable, you know.
Very, very beautiful.
And then what about, you know, just putting someone else's needs before your own for a time?
Oof.
You know, not always, but, you know, sometimes it's what needs to be done, you know? Especially if you love someone.
Yeah. But that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you truly care about someone's well-being, like, it's not about you. You care about them, and you do it because you care.
You care about them, and you love them.
And that's in any type of leadership. I see it at my job.
Yeah.
I see it, you know, with this podcast in this company. Mm-hmm. I see it in our books that we're writing. I see it like in our friendships. I see it at our church where we're serving. It's everywhere. You do it because you want to and because you love it and you care about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's with anything. You ask, like, how can I make it better? Right. What can I do to help you? You're meeting people.
Yeah.
Because you genuinely want the process to be better.
Yeah.
I think, I think, though, like, sacrifice does cost you something, but it doesn't cost you, like, your identity, like, abandoning yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, self-abandonment happens when you stop listening to your own convictions and ignore your own needs. And repeatedly, like, betray yourself just to keep someone else comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like, people-pleasing.
Yeah, you know, it kind of sounds like, you know, maybe I'm asking for too much, you know. If I just love them a little bit harder, it'll be better, you know. It'll work out, you know. Or it's probably my fault. You know? I'm the one that's wrong, you know. Or I don't want them to leave, or I don't want to disappoint them. And that's really hard, you know, like it kind of just falls into that people-pleasing category, you know?
Unfortunately.
You know, eventually you stop asking, is this relationship healthy? And you start asking, how do I make them stay? And that's not a good position to be in.
No, it's a toxic position to be in.
Because if you feel like you need them to survive, that's unhealthy.
That is so unhealthy.
Yeah. And I've been there. I've been there plenty of times. I'm not saying, like, you're wrong because you're in this right now. No, I've been through this, and it hurts. And then when God sometimes has to eventually rip them away from you because you won't do it yourself, like it hurts. You know?
It does.
It tears you to your core.
And there's one friend that I do have. They're like, well, we have kids together, and I need to stay to make it work for the kids. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're just hurting them more. By staying because of the situation that you're in. Yeah. But unfortunately, we can't control other people's actions, right?
We can't.
We can just be a light.
You're they,
exactly.
She, whatever they are, you know, whatever they think, you know, it's like,
exactly.
That's what they feel is best for them.
But I think here's the biggest difference, right? Like, sacrifice is something you choose, right?
Yeah.
And like self-abandonment is something that you slowly disappear into. And I am a full testament to that. Like, but like one is an act of love, and the other one is literally an act of fear because you're comfortable. I believe the question like we should really ask our listeners is like, when was the last time you compromised your values or your peace, or how about your boundaries? Let's talk about that. Like, you know, or just to keep someone in your life, because that answer will tell you everything. It tells a lot. And if you're like, oh well, I'm not going to church now because of that, I'm like, okay, you know, red flag one, check, you know,
check that.
We're always arguing and we're throwing things, and like he put, God forbid, I hope not that ever happens, but like it got violent or whatever. And I'm just like,
you gotta get out.
Right? Like, what are you doing?
You gotta get out.
You see, or like I feel like I'm a maid in my home, and I'm cleaning everything, and they're never helping me, and I'm just like flag. But I mean, like when you hear things like that, or hey, I really wanted to hang out with my friends, and like they just were like controlling, and they didn't want me to go, and they made a huge deal out of it. I'm like, okay, well, where's your boundaries? Like
speak up for yourself.
Exactly, because that would create resentment, right? And so like, I don't know, I just feel like that's hard. But like when you answer these things, there's your flags. Like we don't have to say anything. You just told yourself the answer. So,
you know, like I totally agree. And like, you know, there's such a big difference between, you know, we were talking like about sacrifice and self-abandonment, you know. And I want to remind our listeners, you know, that Jesus loved everyone, but he didn't stay with everyone.
Ooh, girl.
You know, he walked away from crowds, he left towns, he created boundaries. You know, even Jesus showed us that love doesn't always mean unlimited access. You know, I feel like he's just a really great example of that, how you can love people, but you're not always meant to stay.
I agree. And I think sometimes the hardest goodbye isn't to a person, it's to like the version of your future you spent years believing in. Right? And healing isn't pretending that it didn't hurt, because I promise you it did hurt. You know, it did hurt. And you have every right to feel that way. But I think healing is trusting that if God allowed one chapter to close, he's still writing the rest of your story.
And the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come, because becoming the person that God meant you to be will cost you everything. You'll lose it all. And I'm a full believer in that. I think real love will ask you to make sacrifices, but it should never require you to like betray your values or like silence your voice, or especially like lose the person God created you to be. If someone that you love like is costing your relationship with God, or like your peace or your identity, your emotional well-being, it's worth asking, like, am I sacrificing, or have I really started abandoning myself? And if there's one thing like we hope any listener can take away from like our conversation today, is that loving someone and leaving them aren't always the opposite. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is pray for someone from a distance, and sometimes loving someone looks like forgiveness, and sometimes it looks like boundaries, you know, and sometimes it looks like trusting God with the next chapter you never wanted to close to begin with.
You know, and if you're in a season where you're wrestling with a difficult decision, you know, we just want to encourage you, you know, don't let fear make the decision for you. And don't let feelings be the only thing guiding you either. You know, seek God, you know, seek the Holy Spirit, you know, get the wise counsel, stay in his word. You know, like healing isn't about making the easy choice, it's about making the healthy one, and the decision you have like the most peace about.
Exactly. And I think just to add on a little bit to that, like, you're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel, just you can't act on it. Okay, you're allowed to feel
your feelings.
Feel your feelings.
You know, get them out.
Don't let it control you. And first go to God, run to God. That's literally how
because he's the one that's going to work it out
all the time.
So he's going to give you the direction
all the time. And like I know, like with mine and your situation, like we ran to God first, and he was the one who made the way. He was the one who healed us.
He picked us up when we were down, you know, in our darkest places.
Get your community. Get your community to hold you, to carry you through that
share
season.
With safe people.
Safe people you trust. And stay in his word. Do your devotion. Write your gratefuls.
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta do. I know it's got me saying grateful.
I know. Shout out to the couple episodes ago.
A few episodes ago, Noah. But no, I'm serious. Like it's healthy choices.
Yeah.
But I do think like if you are grieving today, like whether it's like a relationship, a marriage, a friendship, or like a future you thought you were gonna have, we really want you to know that like God is near to the brokenhearted. He has said that so many times.
Yes.
And that's what's
and love,
Yeah, I love it. And I think and honestly, we are a living testament that we were able to heal through that brokenhearted, and God was right there.
God was right there.
And so he does see every tear. He does, answer every question, every unanswered question you may have. I promise you, he does.
Got an answer for it. Yeah.
Even though you don't hear it, you don't know right now.
He'll tell you
when his time is right.
Yeah.
But make sure you're very specific on what you're asking for. I feel like that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And like in every piece of your story, just know like it's not the end. Like God is still writing it.
Yeah. It's so good, Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us. If today's conversation encouraged you, we'd love for you to share this episode with someone who might need to hear it. Sometimes one conversation can remind someone they're not walking through this alone.
Ooh, that's so good. And remember, just because a chapter ends doesn't mean your purpose does. Sometimes God closes a door not to punish you, but to protect you and to prepare you for what's next. Remember, God does hear, see, and know things that you don't.
Yeah.
And always, thank you for joining us for another Rooted Conversation.
Yes.
Stay rooted in truth, in faith, and we'll see you next week, guys. Okay? Bye.
Thanks for joining us for Rooted Conversations.
Until next time, stay rooted in truth and open in conversation while navigating real life.